Welcome to today's Wednesday webinar. The title of this webinar is Transforming Healthcare Operations from Paperwork to Patient Care. This webinar is hosted by CharmHealth and presented by our partner, Klaim. I'm Ranjani Rangan, your host for today's session, and we are so glad you could join us. I'll be here throughout the webinar, and Megha Donta from CharmHealth will also be here and available for anything during this webinar. You may message us in the text area. While healthcare providers are focused on patient care, behind the scenes, there's a lot of billing, delayed payments, admin work that can get in the way. A well-known scenario. These challenges can add unnecessary stress and slow things down. This is where Klaim comes in. Today, we'll take a look at how Klaim's tech helps streamline billing and speed up payments so providers can focus on what really matters, taking care of their patients, and not get bogged down by paperwork. So here's what you'll gain in this webinar. Klaim will share how they provide actionable insights to unlock receivables within just 24 hours, ways to reduce the manual work involved in claim management, valuable business insights to empower your team. We'll also see some examples of how Klaim has helped providers improve their operations. Klaim will share a live demo of their intuitive dashboard and mobile platform. Stick around until the end. Klaim has a special offer for you to take advantage of their software. And a recording of this webinar will be available later, so don't worry if you miss anything. I'll now pass it over to our partner Klaim with Karim Daki presenting, who will walk us through their solution. We will take questions at the end. You can ask in the Q&A section. Ahmad Ghafoor will be there to answer your questions, so feel free to jot them down as we go. With that, let's get started.
So, hi everyone. Thank you for taking the time to attend in the webinar, and thank you to our partners, CharmHealth, to make this opportunity possible. Let's start with really the pain that healthcare providers are going through, and sort of what kind of problem we've tried to solve into this specific industry. So the whole point of what we're trying to do is to essentially get the healthcare providers to focus back again on the healing, and instead of spending their time on billing and the insurance paperwork. So we know that a lot of the healthcare providers sometimes get burnt out because of the administrative work that has to go in parallel with the care that they need to provide, and that adds to the to the stress of the professional. I'm gonna start by just giving a quick snapshot that is summarized in a quick 1-minute video that is gonna give you the gist of what we do before we explore further the content of this presentation. Okay.
In the fast-paced world of healthcare, every moment counts. Yet, hospitals and health practitioners often face a common challenge: delayed insurance claim payments. Traditional claim processing can take over 120 days, leading to unpredictable cash flow, hindering investments in talent, facilities, and patient care. Introducing Klaim, a payment solution transforming healthcare revenue cycles. With Klaim, the process is straightforward. First, register on Klaim portal and request a consultation. You will then receive free analysis and proposal from Klaim. And the last step is to receive the transaction agreement and secure fund transfer to your account within 24 hours. This means no more waiting weeks for payments. Receive funds within 24 hours. With reliable cash flow, you can invest in state-of-the-art equipment, expand your team, and enhance patient experiences. Join the hundreds of healthcare providers who are already benefiting from fast payments. Klaim. Focus on healing, not billing.
So that's so that's essentially what we do. So just straight from the bat, we are not a software company, so we don't provide the software for the sake of doing claim management. We are also not necessarily a billing company that does the billing. What we do is we accelerate the claims payment. So instead of waiting for the insurance to decide when they're going to pay and basically pay the healthcare facilities. We give visibility to the healthcare providers so that they can get their payments on demand whenever they need to fulfill their fixed obligations, whether be it payroll, the salary for the nurses, the doctors, the rent, equipment, or maybe installments on your loans. And we make that money certain, available in 1 week, and we will show you this later on during the presentation. And what we were really doing is that you have the uncertainty around the insurance claims and their payments and when it's going to happen, that we are trying to mitigate and match with the fixed obligations that have to happen within a certain period of time. And I mean, it's quite known that in insurance there is, I mean, in the healthcare billing space, there is quite a bit of misalignment between the stakeholders. On one hand, the provider is expecting to get prompt payment for the services and don't drawn under the paperwork. At the same time, the patient wants the best treatment possible at close to no cost. But obviously, somebody has to pay for all of this, and the insurance companies are not seeing it this way. And they want to make sure that these payments are happening only when it's very, very, when it's difficult to obtain, basically. So they try to make the process very cumbersome. They try to make the process very difficult for healthcare providers and also patients to claim these payments, so that they can keep the cost under control and generate profit, which comes at the back of the providers and the patient care. Now, because of that, they've invented, I would say, a very complex billing process that is being imposed on the healthcare providers, that starts all the way at the reception with the eligibility and then prioritization, and there's a couple of back and forth on the prioritization. Then the care team can deliver the care, and then it has to go to the coding team, and then from the coding goes to the billing team, submits the claim to the clearinghouse, and then a couple of back and forth again to fix the claims before hoping to get that payment. That cycle is cumbersome. It's very painful. And it comes with a lot of administrative burden that comes at a cost. If the US healthcare system, we have estimated that around, McKinsey has actually estimated that 200 billion are only spent in payments related matters or administration related to billing. So as a healthcare provider, what we want to do is we make sure that by the time we see the patient, the money is available the next day on the account, and have somebody take care of at least the follow-up of the payment. So this is what we do at Klaim, and the problem that we are trying to solve in this particular sector. So in terms of how currently healthcare providers are being impacted, they are impacted by the processing of the cost of these medical claims, the follow-up on the payments of the claims, the rejections on the claims themselves, and in addition to that, delays in the cash flow. So all of that not only make it difficult to make money, but it also make it difficult to claim the money that is overdue. So this leaves basically the healthcare providers in a complete dark, whereby I don't know how much is due to me because of the complexity of the process and all this back and forth that is happening with the insurance companies and the billing companies. The second thing is, I don't know in simple terms how much I'm going to get paid this month and whether I'm going to be able to fulfill my financial obligations. And the third point is, we don't also know, or the healthcare providers don't necessarily know, when they're going to get paid. So that adds up to the stress. So what we do is we want to alleviate that stress completely from the healthcare providers and give them certainty in an uncertain world, at least part of it. And by turning their medical claims or pending medical claims into cash within 24 hours in a completely effortless, one click away kind of process once the onboarding has happened with us. Okay. So the typical process is that the provider is submitting the claims to the insurance companies. Insurance companies go through the process of analyzing these claims and deciding whether they should accept the payment or not. And then at some point, whenever the insurance company decide, they transfer this money to the healthcare providers. And the healthcare providers not only have to manage the care, but they also have to manage the cash flows. With Klaim, what we do is we isolate the healthcare providers from this uncertainty and the insurance, erratic payments by providing that certainty immediately. So the claims are being submitted. Klaim analyze seamlessly these claims in real time by connecting to the EMR. So we have connectivity with the CharmHealth that we have done with a client in the mental health space in New Jersey. And essentially upfront the payment of this claim. And Klaim is in the business of waiting and managing the uncertainty and hedging this uncertainty in between. So again, as you can see, our goal is not to offer a software for you to do claims management. Our goal is not to offer you claim management services. Providers wants to do that, we can do it, but the core product or the core feature is making money available on demand whenever it's needed, hassle-free. So I would say it's a fintech really dedicated for healthcare that has been built to address the specific needs of the healthcare providers, and is very different from other financial platforms that exist out there that are generic and not specifically targeted to the complexities of medical billing. So how does it work? So as I mentioned, so the claims are being submitted electronically to your clearinghouse, the same way as currently it's being done, either by internal teams or by medical billing teams. We see this claim in real time. They're automatically behind the scenes, and I will show you that in the demo. We price that claim and we say, okay, Mr. Provider or Ms. Provider, we're willing to give you X amount of money against your medical claims. If you approve, you get the money the next day on your bank account. It's simple as that. So let us go through I would say some of the elements of the platform. We try to make it as simple as possible by having essentially only one click to do for you to access the payment. So we're going to see this in a moment. So let's say that money has been requested. So now we are having this basically mobile app where the clinic finance team or the clinic owner or the physician requests to basically offload their insurance through a receivable purchase agreement. It's all automated, so we figure out what are the claims to which payer are going to be sent. We bundle them into one transaction. So the provider requests from us, to offload all these claims. We analyze them through the platform, and then we start the approval process. So that this is the detail of the transaction, tells you how much money is expected, how many claims, what's the discount that will be applied to access this. So this is for basically 90 days, but if it's for 30 days or 45 days, it's much lower than this. And then, the provider can, within the palm of their hands, follow and see in real time what is happening with their request up to the payments. Okay, so now we're seeing what is happening, how the providers are tracking and getting essentially a sense of where their payment is going to arrive. So now we know that the transaction has been approved and the funds are going to be released. We have an activity trail here that shows basically when these things are, when these transactions are happening. There's a copy of the agreements that are available as well. And of course, there's a detail of the claims one by one that are available if need be. So that's how simple it is to offload the claims and get paid for them. How does it can also be done through a web page. So we try to make it extremely simple. So the only thing that you don't have to log in or do anything. Basically, when there is a request for payments, you receive a link from us, which is a hello sign that you click on it as a healthcare provider. You get a list of the claims with the different payers and the price, how much money I expect to get. You sign the transaction, So Klaim signs it on their end, and then the provider signs it on their end, and that's it. It's as simple as that to get access to money. We cannot do simpler than this. So you don't need to log in. You don't need to have a user interface. You don't need to do anything. You can just do it with one email and one click. It's the simplest user interface that you can you can really think of. So that's how we can do it through email or through the app. Now, of course, we provide analytics to the technical teams to dig a bit deeper and get that visibility in real time in terms of what is happening to the claim situation. These reports are also available to the clinic owners. We are sending these reports daily or weekly or monthly based on the frequency of the that are requested. So here, this is this is real data. We've obfuscated the data for the PII for HIPAA compliance. So this is from one of our clients in the US. So we click on it, we see the claims in real time, or the clients can see the claims in real time with the diagnosis, the procedures, the price, etc. So they have the access to all of the claims into one single platform. They have the responses to these claims through remittance advice. So they can see when these claims have been paid, which claims have been accelerated and paid in advance, and we offer also reconciliation status on the claims. With a bunch of reports. So these reports look like this. If we look at this is a bit more advanced. So for when you say how many claims have been submitted, how many have been paid, rejected over time, what are the type of encounters, and what's the evolution of encounter types and payments over time, what's the claim value submitted for the last couple of months by insurance company, what's the performance for each physician in terms of paid claim, rejected, pending, and have been paid by the insurance company. The top activities and CPT codes that are being billed, drugs as well, ICD codes and diagnosis, and efficiency on your payment cycle. So this is sort of the analytics that we give off the shelf as part of the platform. So I would say that the platform is just given to our clients for free to give them the insights and really get the visibility that is very difficult to get, and get that visibility in real time, while at the same time we've been able to provide the liquidity so you don't have to wait for that money to come or try to make sense of all of the data that is coming from either the billing team or from the insurances. Yeah, sorry. So I think that's a sneak peek to how we deliver our service to the healthcare providers. And why do we do that? Or why would the healthcare providers usually work with us? It's because of that visibility that is very difficult to get, and clarity. It's the ability to get the money on demand whenever they need it in one click. It's literally one click. It's to be able to get that money to invest in the practice or make sure that you meet your financial obligation, and remove that stress out of, okay, I'm not going to be able to get the money on time to do whatever I need to do with it. In terms of the process, so we start with an onboarding process with the healthcare provider. So this takes usually a week or so. Once this is done, money can be requested every day and get paid every day in one click, as I showed. So we start with an initial contact. We assess the claims electronically by analyzing the claims in your EMR, and with that we sort of build predictive model that analyze the payment behavior of an insurance company and when they're gonna be paying you using AI and big data. So once this is done, we give you a proposal sample. We believe that this is what the insurance company is going to do, and this is what we are, this is what we can offer in terms of payment accelerated for your claims, a breakdown by payer and by amount. And then if you sign that document that has been sent, or if you sign the documents through your mobile app, it's all digital. You get the fund the next day, and then you can start. You don't have to plan ahead of time for the cash flows and whether or not you can manage these your financial obligations. So that's in a nutshell the service that we offer. So it's very important for us to work with the EMR vendors, and we are working closely with our partners at CharmHealth to make sure that all of the data is and information that is needed for us to offer this one click away cash is happening behind the scene, so we can free you up from the administrative burden of having to go through sending us your claims, sending us forms to fill. It's all happening behind the scenes in real time every day, and all you have to do is, you know, make a request and click on the approval of the transaction to get the money. I'll let my partner and co-founder Ghafoor take any questions that you might have. Thank you for your time, and we're more than happy to tell you more about it in a free consultation. You can just send us an email, and then we'll be more than happy to contact you.
Thank you, Kareem. So I'm looking at the Q&A. We don't have any questions yet. Looks like everyone is pretty, it was pretty simple for them to understand. However, we'll give it some time to see if there's any Q&A coming in. We'll be more than happy to answer. Okay, we got the first question in here. What percentage of the claims will actually be offered? Kareem.
Okay, well, I mean, usually we take 100%. So as long as the payer has the ability to pay and has proven that they have a track record of paying, we take on board these claims. So I would say that unless you are dealing with a payer that is in near bankruptcy, you should not have any concern about the number of claims or the volume of claims that we can tackle.
So the second question is how often you fund the providers. So technically what we do is it totally depends on you. Let's say if you wanted to be paid every day, we can literally pay you every day. If you wanted to get funded every week, we can do it weekly. If you want to do it bi-weekly or monthly, we can do that. So all these options that are available, it totally depends on you that how quickly you need the funds. We normally prefer for all of our healthcare providers to get paid every day because that's where you see the power of the service. However, it's up to you. How often do you want to get funded? So we've got a question from Mo saying, so let's say assume a claim is $100 claim. What amount will be the practice to be offered? Kareem.
Very good question. Of course, we get this very often because that's the gist of what we do. So in any claim that is being submitted, it depends on whether you are in network or out of network. And if you are in network, there is a rate that has been negotiated with the insurance company. So in a claim, you have the patient share and you have the insurance share. We fund the insurance share. We don't fund the patient share. So it's the responsibility of the healthcare provider to collect the patient share. However, we have tools to help you collect these patient shares. So we are implementing with one of the clinics an AI solution that does these things for you. So let's assume that you've collected the patient share. Now you are left with the payer share. So based on the rate that has been negotiated, this is uploaded into the platform during the onboarding, and then the system estimates automatically, how much the insurance is going to pay you. So our system predicts two things. It predicts the timing of the payment, and it predicts the amount of the payment. And based on that, we say, okay, this is how much we will give you on that claim. If you get more than this, we will adjust positively. If you get less than this, we will adjust negatively in the next transaction. So there is also, we've built reconciliation tool that does this mechanic automatically for us. So, and it's transparent where there are these adjustments that happen. Now back on the frequency of the transactions, we have clients that want to do deals daily. So they do a transaction daily. They see the patient, they submit the claim. The next day they get the payment for these claims. Some of them want to do it every 2 weeks, every week, and some of them do it monthly. So it really depends on how you want to manage your cash flow, and that dictates what is the volume of the claim that is going to go into a transaction essentially.
The other
And you can choose to offload one certain payers or not. I mean, it's very flexible. So what is important is, unlike a bank loan, this is not a revolving facility. This is it's really on-demand service. So if today you need to offload 100% of your claims, you can do it this month or this week or this or today. But if you don't need the money because you don't have any financial obligations to meet and you have the capital, then you can leave the setup as is and don't transact. It doesn't cost you anything. So I think it's important to understand that it's really on demand whenever you want. You have no obligation. If you feel that this month you need to do a transaction a week, you do a transaction a week. Next week you don't have to do any transaction. The month or the month after you have to do only one transaction during the month. It's all flexible and it depends on you.
Yeah, I think Kareem answered the second question that we got, that can I choose not to receive funds in some weeks? I think that is already Kareem explained, but yes, definitely. Let's say if you don't want it the funding for this week, yes, you cannot, you'll not transact with us. And for the next week, whenever there's a demand, there's a need for you, you can always transact anytime you want to. I think that's the last question what we have. Let's wait and see if we can get more questions.
I might have a couple of questions for the audience, but I'm curious. I mean, have you come across anything similar to this during your, career?
Feel free to raise your hand if you'd like to answer that. I saw a hand really quickly go by. I have Mo. I'm going to go ahead and allow you to talk. So feel free to ask your. Mo, would you like to say?
Yeah, to answer the question, there was a company called Advocate that did what you guys do, but they were focused on behavioral health, and that's what I do in behavioral health. But for some reason, they went under after, I don't know, about 2, 3 years in business. So, but that's the closest thing that I can recall in terms of doing similar to what Klaim does.
How long ago did they go under, Mo?
I think it was September or October that they went under, but they were predominantly focusing on out-of-network patients, not necessarily in-network patients. And they were not an AI model, so they were more services based. So that's all I know in terms of how they did it on the back end. So
Thank you so much for that.
yeah, you're welcome.
Thanks, Mo, for this clarification. I think I can add a couple of things to that. It is true that the penetration of these kind of services are very limited in the US, which is very surprising given the size of the healthcare market. You're talking about $3.2 trillion of claims being paid per annum, which is just like a huge number. And the reason being is that it's very complex to figure out what the insurance company is going to do. So unless you have a very strong medical billing background and a technology background and a finance background and combine all of these three together, it's not easy to make sense of the chaos that these insurance companies are driving everybody to. I mean, I think they are in the business of confusing everybody so that they can enjoy whatever they are doing. And our aim is to make sure that we demystify their behavior so we can make sense of it using AI and data.
Okay, we've got another question coming in. How does claim financing solution differ from traditional bank loans or credit lines for healthcare providers? And what makes it more effective option, Kareem?
I love this question. Okay, so first of all is if a bank is capable of giving you money in one click, I would love to see that. That's point number one. Second is a bank being able to give you the money against your dynamically against your medical claims of the day. I doubt they have the ability to do that. We spent millions and millions of dollars building this platform to be able to to actually make sense of this chaos in real time and shield that complexity in front of the healthcare providers so they can just simply click and get the money. So we've taken on all of that burden, but it comes at a tremendous investment. So the banks don't have this specialty. Banks are, they will give a loan to a healthcare facility, they will give a loan to a construction business, they will give a loan to a retail business. They don't have that understanding of how healthcare function, how the payments of the insurance happen. If the insurance don't pay and then you were counting on that to make your installment and you don't pay on time, your credit score get affected. In this case, we have taken into account these uncertainties around the payments, and we are comfortable with the fact that insurance companies have an erratic behavior. The bank doesn't like that. The bank likes to have a very clear understanding of when they're going to get paid. And the third difference is that, so I would say first was the distribution and the ease of accessing the service at any point in time. We had clients sometimes calling us on Friday night. The whole team has left, and on Monday they got the money disbursed to their account to fulfill the obligations that they have to do. So the I would say the ease of accessing the service is one. The second is the fact that the money is on demand. You don't have to sign a facility for 2 years that you have to pay for. You can use it today, tomorrow you can stop. There is no obligation and there is no cost on you. That's the second thing. And the third is, you don't have the risk of missing a payment which might impact your credit score, because these receivables, we have predicted what the insurance companies are going to do, and we are comfortable with whenever they're going to pay, which you don't have to deal with. So I think these are the three elements that make it very different from a bank loan. As a matter of fact, that's why we call it a payment acceleration solution rather than a bank loan. We don't give loans. We don't take personal guarantees on the owners and things like that. We just want to make sure that these claims are proper, and then we will fund you by buying these claims.
Great. Mo has a very good question saying, when getting reimbursed by claim, do we still submit the claims with the insurance company, and does the insurance company pay claim for my claims, or do I repay claim once I get reimbursed by the insurance company? So this
Yeah,
is
go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, Mo, this is a very good question. So technically, we don't touch the billing part of the business, as we said. So you are submitting your claims as usual directly to the insurance companies, to all the payers that you have. And obviously, what happens is the insurance company, obviously, for all these claims, we have paid you upfront. You have received all this money. Now this money belongs to us because you've been paid for it. And what happens is the insurance companies normally pay us directly, so you don't have to pay us. So technically, obviously, there's a DACA control account in place. All this money comes to that account, and we directly get paid by the insurance company through the DACA account that is in place. So to your questions, you don't pay us. It's the insurance company that pays claim directly. And just adding to the first point that Kareem was explaining, that the advantage of the service is, like, if you have a loan with the banks, of course you are paying every day, whatever the days are passing that you have to pay the interest on. But in our case, let's say if you don't want it to transact for a particular week or month, it doesn't cost you anything. We only charge you at the time that you did transaction. So another good question that we've got from more is, those text ID is being used upon submission, Kareem?
So yes, you continue.
You're muted, Kareem.
Say yes, you continue to use your own tax IDs. We don't interfere in the submission. We can help you with the submission if you want, but we don't interfere with the submission if you don't want to. So you submit them with your existing software, the claims you're submitting with the existing software, the same way you are used to do it. We don't have to do anything with that. Once it's being submitted and accepted by the clearinghouse, this is where we can see it and fund it. Some small clients say, listen, since you're already doing this and paying me the claims, why don't you take all this headache out of me and do the billing and the submission? In these cases, we do, but we never offer, I would say, a billing services without the funding. It's not our thing. So we focus on the funding, and sometimes the clients wants all the headache out of their shoulders. So then in this case, we can help them with the billing, or we can partner with billing companies as well. So it's not something that we are necessarily rigid about, because our core specialty is accelerating the payments.
So I have another question from Noshin saying, just curious, do you offer predictive analytics or automated solution to improve approval rates?
We have built something that we prototype on our Dubai database for now. It helps us detect potential rejections for medical necessity. It's using AI. It's saving quite a bit of money, but now we need to train this AI model with US data to be able to offer it. So in a nutshell, yes, we have these solutions, but they haven't been localized to the US market yet. I have a question for the audience. Is the offering clear? Because I know, sometimes this space is very confusing. So people might think that there is billing, there's the software, there's like practice management solutions. How does it interfere with the EMR and all of that? So it's curious to know, if the sort of the positioning of this offering is clear to the audience.
Mo, go ahead if you'd like to ask your question.
Yeah, Karim and Ahmad, thank you for the presentation. Yeah, it is clear, but I mean, at the end of the day, the devil is in the details, right? So, for example, if I submit $100 claim, and then you come back and propose me, hey, Mo, we'll pay you $40 for it in 24 hours, well, that's going to be a quick no. However, if that's going to be, anywhere from $85 to $90, then that will be a quick yes.
Okay,
So to me,
okay.
the
Okay,
arbitrage is
okay.
what's going to make or break it for me, not necessarily the
Ah,
technology.
okay. Of course, of course. So let me clarify one. Our fees are known. So there are two aspects. Let's say we pay 40. We're not going to take the 60 if you get paid 100. No. And we are gambling on the 60. No. Our fees are known and fixed. We say, let's say we're going to take 3%. But let's say a claim is 100, but we think that the insurance is going to pay you, whether we are in the picture or not, they're going to pay you 60. Okay. We will give you that 60 that we have estimated. If the insurance pay you 70, we will pay you the extra 10. So we don't take that delta, just to be clear. But our fee is going to be clear. So out of the 60, if we say we're going to charge 2% on that claim to give you the money in 24 hours, we're going to give you 60 minus 2%. Okay, that's it. But if you get 70, we're going to give you, the 60 minus 2% plus the delta to 70. Okay, so I think it's important to understand that we are not trying to take more than our capped fees, which are already known in advance. If there are adjustment mechanisms, as I mentioned, up and down, to make sure that whatever is supposed to go back to you goes back to you, and if we have overpaid, we just deduct it from the next claims. Does this clarify or answer your question?
It does, yeah. Thank you very much. Just to follow up on that, though, because like every healthcare facility will have their own contracted rate with their insurance companies, right? So how do you, as a third party, determine, quote, how much the insurance company is supposed to pay me?
Okay, so during the onboarding phase, of course, we will check that there is an onboarding phase where we check that the business is legitimate, has its proper business licenses, proper, I would say, healthcare licenses, is in order with the tax authorities, for instance. And we will ask two things. We will ask an access to your claims, Of course, we sign, HIPAA, BA agreements and all of that. And then so that we can read these claims in real time. And the second thing that we ask for is your rates. So we can upload them in the system and we can estimate what is going to come from the insurance based on your contract, not on somebody else's contract.
Perfect. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate all of your time and clarity that you've offered today in talking about Klaim. It's been a very insightful presentation. I hope all of you have enjoyed it. There is, I believe, an offer that Klaim would like to offer. Klaim, would you like to share that?
Sure. So you can send us an email in this ahmed@klaim.com. We'll be more than happy to basically walk you through the details of the solution and give you an assessment, a free assessment. In addition to that, we are waiving the setup fees for the clients that sign up within the next 2 or 3 weeks. Because I think this webinar is going to be sent over in a week time. So we want to give 2 weeks, promotional period for the early adopters. And we're more than happy to speak to you more about this.
Wonderful, Karim. So as I understand, Karim, you are offering a free consultation as well as a free onboarding, and this is available, as you and I priorly discussed, by until March 15th. Is that correct, Karim?
Yeah, that's correct. Yes.
Okay, wonderful. So that wraps up our session today. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope you're walking away with valuable insights on how Klaim can help you speed up your payments, cut down paperwork, and focus on your patient care. Once again, Klaim is offering a free consultation to webinar attendees available until March 15th. Be sure to reach out to them at that email that you see up on the screen to take advantage of this opportunity. If you'd like to revisit anything that we covered, a recording of this webinar will be available in about a week. Check your monthly newsletter for a copy as well. And thanks again for being here. And you all have a wonderful rest of your day, wherever you are. Thank you so much.
Thanks everyone for your time.
Thank you, everyone.
And speak soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Yes, bye-bye.